Captain Ethan Whitehall with Company D, 2nd United States Sharpshooters. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to use your blanket and your ground cloth to make a Civil War style sleeping bag, especially when it gets cold out. Tonight we're expecting about 32 degrees, possibly a little bit of rain. So this would be a perfect chance to make my bed for the night, but also show you guys how to make your very own, very warm and comfortable sleeping quarters. That's kind of a sleeping bag. So first, lay down a good, nice bed of straw. If you don't have that, some pine boughs will really do. Something to get you off the ground. The ground is going to sap a lot of your heat out from you, and it's just going to result in a very uncomfortable night. Plus, if there's any little depressions, it kind of fills everything in. There's one actually right here where I was laying last night, and this straw really did help. So first, you're going to take your ground cloth, obviously black side down so it doesn't mildew, and just lay that down. Then you're going to take your either Federal issue blanket or a blanket that you brought from home, and you're going to fold it in half and lay it right on the center seam of your ground cloth. The reason for this is we're going to be folding this over. But before we fold it over, we are going to take the end of our blanket and fold it over on itself. So you kind of trap yourself into the inside bag of your sleeping bag. There will be a little bit of overhang on the other edge of your ground cloth. That is completely fine because we are going to be doing something else with this. You're going to take length of twine, doesn't really matter on the size. Cut it off. And just going to fold it over, making sure that the end of your blanket is tucked up inside of your ground cloth. So obviously the reason that we fold it over is ground cloths aren't exactly the longest things in the world. So if you're over 5'8", your feet are either going to be poking out the side or you're going to have length sticking out from the top of your ground cloth. You're just going to try to match up your grommets as best as possible. Just pull your twine through. Just a simple overhand knot, just once or twice, will really do the trick. Some people like to just clip the tag ends on their ground cloth all the way. However, I like to keep it that way I can possibly, drag it if I have to get up in the middle of the night and dexterity isn't the best when you wake up freezing in the middle of the night, so it's just something a little more you can grab onto. So you're just gonna go all the way around to about halfway up on your ground cloth, sewing, or not sewing, but tying off all your little grommets. Just gotta bear with me on this one. Alright, so for your feet, grommets, definitely tie it as tightly as you can. A lot of people forget that a lot of their heat at night escapes through their head and their feet. So the tighter you can get it down here, the warmer your feet should be. I'm not guaranteeing anything here, but it's at least something. So from there, with our overlap, you're gonna take one part of your blanket, fold it in to itself, just like this. Take the other half and fold it over the portion that you have folded in, kind of essentially making a bag within your ground cloth. So starting with the bottom grommet, again, as tight as possible, and then leaving, progressively more room. If you tighten every single one of these grommets down as tightly possible as you can, there's going to be no way you're going to be able to roll over get into the sleeping bag basically, and it will just result in a very uncomfortable night because you'll be practically mummified within this thing. I can definitely speak from personal experience that it's not fun. That's how I used to do it, thinking it was the way to go, and just learning from trial and error, essentially. These ones I will cut down just a little bit. And just working on our fold. Now the fold doesn't have to go all the way up to the top because obviously you're going to have to get into your blanket ground cloth sleeping bag. We'll just cut. Looks like First Sergeant's making his bed as well. So with this one, I'm probably going to leave a space of about 4 inches. I'm just going to do another simple little double overhand knot. Trim off the tag ends. And up to the very last one that you would want to do, which would be about mid-length, just because getting into this will be a little bit difficult if you go all the way up to the top, and again, just not very comfortable. So this one I would probably do at about 4.5, maybe 5 inches, just to fit the bottom end of the torso, everything like that. So about here. And there we have it. It's a fully functional, period correct style sleeping bag. I believe some of the original soldiers actually called these fart sacks. I'll leave imagination as to why they got that name. But since we have not fully tightened it down, you can absolutely just slide on in to your new comfortable bed for the night. You can see why tying these down would be extremely difficult, because even with them at 4 and about 4.5 inches, I'm still actually having to wiggle my way in. Roll it up, get next to the fire, and you're set for supposedly a comfortable night's sleep. If you guys have any more questions on exactly how to do this or other variations, please leave a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Thank you.